Going great. We've been training extremely hard. Tim started training early. This time he wasn't that much overweight like he was in the previous fights. But we started off strong. We started off really well. Everything's running smooth. Like I told him yesterday. We trained yesterday too, Sunday, because he was in Arizona for that Benavides fight. So we had to improvise on the training. But other than that, no injuries. Nothing that is holding us back. Everything's been moving on really well.
What was your reaction when you found out you were going to be fighting Jessie Vargas?
Well, my reaction was, we got a tough kid, a young prospect, a world champion. So, the thing is this: we cannot underestimate any fighter. Jessie Vargas, he's a world champion at 140, moving up to 147, but he has a build of a 47 because he's big. And we cannot take him lightly, because if we take anybody lightly, it could be a mistake for us. So we're getting ready, and we are preparing at our best for a strong, hungry Jessie Vargas that wants that spot. Jessie Vargas, I understand that he's moving up, and he wants to be among the best in the world. So he's taking this fight real serious. So we got to take the fight serious as well.
Do you feel, after everything Timothy has accomplished, he beat Pacquiao in a controversial decision, do you feel that he still has a chip on his shoulder?
Tim is just moving along. He's going day by day. He's just Tim himself. He minds his own business. He just waits for his promoter to tell him this is the next move, and that's what we do. At first, after that first Bradley Pacquiao fight, it was tough. But then after the second one, everything is sort of like mellowed down, and now he's a lot calmer. He don't think about the past now. He thinks about the future, and right now his future is, his goal is to fight again against among the best fighters out there. Whoever's out there, if it's a possibility to fight Mayweather, if a possibility to fight anybody out there, and he's getting ready. So we have to win this fight. Against Jessie Vargas, June 27th, in order for Tim to be up there again and get another opportunity to another pay-per-view fight.
When you see a fighter like Jessie Vargas, what do you see in him, in his game plan, that you can exploit?
Well, the only thing I see in his game plan is just his youth. Jessie Vargas has a lot of downfalls. He as well as Tim, they don't have that knockout punching power. And another thing, but Jessie Vargas, after the second half of the fight, in every fight that I saw, because I follow his career, he does not have the conditioning to finish a strong fight. He fades after the second half of the fight. And on the other hand, with Tim gets stronger in the later rounds. So that's a benefit to us. But at the same time, Jessie Vargas has not fought anybody at the level of Tim Bradley before. And, Tim has more experience. He's a strong fighter. He's very elusive. So, all I can say is Jessie Vargas' plan could be is just preparing himself very well, conditioning-wise.
What are your thoughts on Jessie Vargas training with Roy Jones Jr.?
It's good. Maybe he can pick up on some stuff from Roy. Roy Jones was one of the best fighters out there, Hall of Famer. But I just think that I see a mistake. Jessie Vargas has trained with so many different trainers that there's a point in time where you get confused. You can't change a fighter. You cannot change a fighter to your style within a fighter too. I can personally tell you that myself as a trainer. It takes me about 3, maybe 4, maybe 5 fights to change a fighter that has been training with somebody else, especially when he had 2 other trainers or maybe 1 or 2 other trainers, to change him completely. I mean, he's been with Roy Jones, I think, one fight, and he fought Antonio DeMarco. But, now it's different. Antonio DeMarco and Timothy Bradley are 2 different fighters. And, Roy Jones, he is still an active fighter. He's not really experienced as a trainer, even though he has a lot of knowledge in the sport. But, he's never been in the ring against a fighter like Tim Bradley.
You are a former fighter. Roy Jones is still an active fighter, as you mentioned. Do you see the fight differently? Do you see an opponent differently, even just the sport of boxing differently, from being a trainer to being a fighter?
Well, because when the fighter's fighting, you put yourself in that position, and you can see a lot of things. I know that Roy's going to see a lot of things in Bradley that he's going to put into his fighter to go in there and do, as well as me. Every time my fighter is fighting, me as a fighter, I put myself in his position, and what are the things I can and I can't do. So it benefits the fighter having a former fighter in there with him, because you have the experience because they've been in the ring already, and you could see a lot of mistakes, a lot of things that you can do in there that can help you win the fight.
Joel Diaz, it's expected to be a great fight on June 27th. Thank you for your time, and best of luck to you.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. You guys are going to see a great fight because, you have a Tim Bradley that is hungry to be up there again and bring up to the next level, and Jessie Vargas is hungry to become a world champion at that division.